360 viewers. I don't know if anyone's actually watching, but if you are, hello. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
He's like, are you ready? I was like, yeah. He's like, cool, don't care. I said like spring break. Spring. Someone's up in the bar now. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Down to the Wire. I'm your host, Cole Young. We've been gone on spring break for a little while, but a lot has happened since our last episode, so we got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. With us again, we got Adam Christensen. Adam, thanks for being back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, you know, a long break off, so I'm itching to get back into talking about some sports.
Did you do anything fun over break? Or?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of going to my parents' house down in Southern California, so some good food, some free food. The total cost of the trip is $0, which is perfect for me. Yeah.
Love to see that.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, well, let's jump right into it. Start spinning those wheels.
All right,
see what the first one we got is.
All right,
we got Antonio Brown for 2 minutes.
Let's do it.
So, we've been talking about Antonio Brown for weeks in a row now, kind of speculating where we think he's going to go, talking about all his issues and things like that. So he finally gets to a team, gets traded by the Steelers to the Raiders for a 3rd and a 5th round pick, and if you ask me, that's a steal. He's reaching 30, 31, but even last season he still had 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns. So while he is getting up there in age, it doesn't seem like he's lost his edge a little bit.
No.
But with him, the reason it's kind of harder to shop him around to other teams, he does have his off the field and locker room issues. So. Do you think that's going to continue with the Raiders? Do you think you can straighten him out?
I don't see why not. I mean, I feel like anytime you get a hard-nosed guy in there on a guy like Antonio Brown, it only makes it worse. It makes him want to act out more. And this is not something we haven't seen from wide receivers before. They're known for their off-field antics and a little wide receiver diva syndrome. But you can't say, it's hard to say that he's not worth it when he produces the way he does. So it's definitely something the Raiders needed. They didn't have a lot of receiving talent after they
lose Amari Cooper. They lose Amari Cooper to the Cowboys, who goes off for however many years.
As soon as they trade him.
And then they trade Jared Cook to the Saints, who was their next best, receiving target. So Derek Carr definitely needs someone to throw to.
Yeah, you got to throw to somebody, and I think Derek Carr will at least appreciate having him here, off-field antics or not. He definitely needs some help. And so it'll be interesting to see how it works. I mean, he been subtweeting everybody from the Steelers like he's in high school again, and that's been kind of entertaining to watch. I mean, it's a slow off-season sometimes, so you need something to keep the NFL in the news. Yeah, Roger Goodell was probably like, hey, Antonio, we're not in the news that much lately. We need you to release the audio from you and your agent. Yeah, we got to get some talk, so we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely interested to see about like week 6 or 7 if they've lost a couple weeks in a row, how that's going to go.
How he's going to react, how Gruden's going to react to him reacting. It's going to be a domino effect.
It's going to be great. So you guys, you're no list now. All right.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I still don't know how the Raiders are going to do overall. I mean, they lose Khalil Mack, who's one of the best players in the NFL. Yeah. So overall, I don't know how great they're going to be, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'd help if Derek Carr can bounce back and do a little better. But we'll see.
They're definitely not going to win the AFC West. No. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Let's see what we got. We got the Cleveland Browns for 3 minutes. So they've been in a lot of headlines. They went from winning 0 games to having a decent season with a rookie quarterback in Baker Mayfield.
Shot at the playoffs.
Exactly, yeah. And now they just picked up one of the best receivers of our generation, Odell Beckham Jr., which personally I love to see. Because him and Jarvis have been friends since high school, so you always love seeing that. But that offense is just going to be so high-powered. They got Odell, Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield. Halfway through the season, they'll get Kareem Hunt back from suspension. They have Nick Chubb, who had an unreal rookie season, and David Njoku at tight end position. So, there's a lot of hype surrounding them. Do you think they can live up to it? I
mean, it's almost going to be hard for them not to with all that talent on the offensive side of the ball. I guess the problem that you have, which is not a bad problem, is there's only one ball, and you got to find a way to get everybody involved effectively. I think this helps Njoku a lot because he's going to be so freed up now. I mean, he's one of those mismatched tight ends. He's huge, but he's fast. He can run pretty well. So I think with Odell and Landry there now, that can take a lot of attention off of him. Hopefully he can do a little better than he did last year. And I mean, with this offense like this, it's hard not to call him a playoff contending team.
Exactly. And before Odell went there, the Browns had a 30-1 chance to make the Super Bowl, or to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And after Odell signed, it went down to 14-1.
Yeah.
So that's kind of impressive. And I think they were the third favorite team to win the AFC behind the Patriots and the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
So they do have a lot to live up to, but I do think they can do it.
Yeah.
And another issue, kind of like we were talking about with Antonio Brown, they do have a lot of talent. There's also a lot of big personalities in that locker room.
Yeah.
With Baker Mayfield, with Odell, with Jarvis, so that could be interesting.
I guess the saving grace is that Jarvis and Odell went to college together, so they're used. I mean, hopefully you would think they're used to being in the locker room together. But yeah, you got some big personalities in there, so it'll be up to a rookie head coach, Freddie Kitchens, to try to manage all those personalities, and that's not easy. So that's pretty much going to determine whether he keeps his job or not come season 2, is if he can manage these guys and get them to succeed up to their potential.
That's true. Yeah. Well, and not even just on the offensive side of the ball, their defense is stacked too.
Yeah.
They got defensive backs, you got Demarius Randall, Denzel Ward, and then you got off the edge, Myles Garrett, and they just picked up Olivier Vernon too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that's going to be a scary team.
It was never really, I mean, defense was that thing that they were almost slowly rebuilding through this process. They had a pretty decent defense in their 0-16 year even. I mean, they couldn't score. That was really the problem. They had nobody that could throw the ball. So now that you got a good offense, you've been slowly working that defense in. You did have to give up a young potential stud in Jabril Peppers in the Odell trade, but I think they had some depth to where they could do that. So I'm really interested to see how they can put it all, if they can put it all together this year. I mean, I'm hoping they make the playoffs. It's a fun story for root for them this year.
Yeah, always got to root for the underdog.
Yeah, and then in a couple years we start hating on them again.
True.
Like
when they go back to winning 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Or when they start, like you said, they get too good and then they're the Patriots and then we don't win.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see though if they run like some sort of wildcat offense with Baker, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Jarvis, and Odell.
It's just so much talent.
A lot of speed too.
So much speed.
That is going to be a scary offense.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah.
We'll move on to our next topic. Let's spin those wheels one more time.
Let's do it.
Ooh, right away. We got Gronkowski for 3 minutes. So probably the biggest headline in the sports world since we've been gone. Rob Gronkowski retires. He's only 29, only played 9 seasons, had 3 Super Bowl rings. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy to do in 9 seasons. But he had 4,000-plus yard seasons, obviously a great career, arguably one of the best tight ends ever. So I don't want to say it's a surprise that he retired because he mentioned it last season, and he's been battling with injuries for pretty much his entire career. So I don't want to say I'm surprised, but it is almost shocking, and it's kind of hard to believe that we're not going to see him just dominating linebackers and DBs out there.
I mean, the guy has been a staple of dominant tight ends pretty much since he came into the league almost. I mean, he is a large reason, if not one of the biggest reasons, that the Patriots have won those Super Bowls, just being that mismatch. I mean, they don't even get to the Super Bowl this year if it wasn't for him on that last drive. And then he was pretty much the only effective target on offense for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So true. MVP. He is. It's sad to see him go. I loved watching Gronk play. He was. The ability that he had to just brush a linebacker off of him like it was a feather and then get wide open and then take it to the house, run through 3 safety or 3 DBs. It was always a treat to watch, but you could tell this last year it took him so long to get going.
It did.
It really did. He didn't look like himself until like week 6 or 7.
Well, after you tear your ACL, MCL, you break your forearm, you have
back injuries,
3 back surgeries, and his surgeries kept getting infected. He just kept having surgery after surgery. So. I mean, I understand it, but like you said, it is going to be kind of sad to not see him out there.
Like, selfishly, I want to see him out there, but I know that that's not the best decision for him. It's probably best that, and who knows, maybe he does, he just didn't want to go through weeks 1 through 6 or 7, and he comes back. So I'm interested to see what he does now that he's retired. It's a guy with a lot of personality. I mean, he was known for his off-field antics. That's part of the reason he was Gronk.
His antics.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he does. I would love it if he went. I'm not a huge wrestling fan, but I would watch a wrestling match.
That's a bold prediction, but I would absolutely love to see Gronkowski in the WWE. That would be just hilarious.
Even if it's just for one match, because the injury is probably not great to be throwing your body around like that. But just one match, get Gronk in the ring with his little laugh, his little giggle. That'd be so funny.
Kind of blank stare.
I think that'd be.
It would be definitely entertaining. That's a solid career path for him. I wouldn't doubt that he's just going to party the rest of his life. Good for him.
He made enough money. He made enough money.
He can relax and not do a thing for the rest of his life. His kids can do nothing for the rest of his life.
Do it.
Definitely. Gonna miss that Gronk spike. It was always fun watching him play because he never ran. His routes weren't pretty.
No.
He had incredible hands. I always compared him. It's like it's like you're watching a train and it's kind of teetering
Yeah.
on the tracks. It
Yeah.
might fall off, it might just explode, but
Yeah.
somehow it gets there.
Yeah,
and
and
that's
then
kind of how
somehow
Gronk played.
He's in the end zone spiking the ball.
Exactly,
in
yeah.
your face.
You don't know how, you don't know when he got there, but he did. So, yeah. Gronk, we're going to miss you.
Yeah.
If you make a comeback, you pull a Jason
hope he
Witten,
does.
we'll be rooting for you. So, all right, let's move on to our last topic of the day. Spin the wheel one more time. And we got the Lakers missing the playoffs for 2 minutes.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll pause. We good? We can just do that, like, start, like, come back in again. Okay. Do you want to do the, like, whole spin again? Okay. Are you serious?
What?
I have to redo the episode.
Damn.
Can we do like a graphic over us for the last little bit of that Gronk thing, and then cut back in like when we're about to spin the wheels? You know what I mean? Okay.
That's good.
Do you want me to like say anything about Gronk again, or just like go right back to when I said the last one? Okay. Just let me know when. Okay. Just say like, all right, we're moving on to our last topic. Let's spin the wheel. Okay. Wait, second last.
Yeah, we got Mike Trout
Oh
too.
shit. Well, can you put that like right here? Because mine's on the ground. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay. 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 All right, let's spin those wheels again, see what we got next.
All right.
What do we got? Show me Lakers. Oh, call it.
Sad
Lakers missed the playoffs for 2 minutes.
Ah.
So, for the 6th consecutive season, the
Yeah.
Lakers have missed the
Doesn't
playoffs.
stop.
And just to add salt to the wound, it was to the Nets and D'Angelo Russell, who they let go for Lonzo.
It's gotta hurt, yeah. He's
Yeah.
having a killer year too. It's just
Exactly,
gotta
yeah.
be rough.
And this is LeBron's first time missing the playoffs since, I think, 2004. So, it's hard to watch.
I wonder what he's gonna do with his off season. I mean, he's got an extra month and a half, 2 months of an
True.
off season.
Invest in a winery.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go build his own vineyard down in Central California. I mean, it's not something we didn't see coming. You could tell pretty much since before the trade deadline, the murmurs were starting, and everybody was like, we don't know if this team is gonna be able to make the playoffs, and they haven't really turned it around since. I mean, LeBron came back from that groin injury, and they were all right for about a week and a half, and then ever since then, it's been pretty downhill. So if I were them, the tank is on. I mean, you gotta.
Might as well.
There's a lot of talent at the top of this draft class. Just get there. You're probably gonna have a new coach next year.
I would say most likely.
Yeah, I would say it's the writing's on the wall. I don't even know why he's still there to finish out the season.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, at this point, since they missed the playoffs, I don't really know how much it matters because, I don't think the players are going to care all too much for the rest of the season. So, I mean, maybe, like you said, they just want him to finish out, which I guess that makes sense. But I definitely think the first big move they're going to do is get rid of Walton.
Yeah.
I think they absolutely have to, no matter what, keep Kyle Kuzma, though.
Yeah.
He's definitely, he's a young player, he's got loads of talent, and he's got room to improve, too. I mean, even then, he's still averaging 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. For, a young player, those aren't bad numbers.
No, and he's definitely one of those guys you need, one who can learn a lot from LeBron, and that's going to help Kuzma's career out a ton. But if they really do want to bring in, which they should, a free agent or two if they can, to help out LeBron, Kuzma's definitely a guy that you will need that will put you over that edge.
You want to build around
him
too.
Yeah, he'll let you compete against the Warriors, which you're going to have to go through if you want to win a finals. So I wouldn't say it's over for LeBron, but you got to get a free agent.
It's getting there. He's got to definitely step up next season. All right, we're moving on to our last topic, so let's spin the wheel and see what it is. Mike Trout for 2 minutes. So continuing with Southern California sports, Mike Trout signs the biggest contract in MLB history. 12 years, $430 million. That is just an unbelievable number.
Oh god, my jaw hit the floor when I saw that.
Oh,
I couldn't. He's making almost $100,000 a day and doesn't even have to play baseball. Like the talk about a contract that sets you up for life. He's over 400 or 500 million career earnings with this contract. Never has to work again. Never his grandkids never have to work again.
Grandkids.
Yeah, he could live in Newport Beach the rest of his life. That's not a bad life. I mean, I get why he extended it, and as an Angels fan, I couldn't be happier now.
And you can't say it's not well deserved. He's arguably the best player in baseball. Yeah. Arguably top, 10 to 15 ever.
Oh, so. Hands down. Yeah, he just keeps climbing up that list every single year. I mean, he has better stats than Harper and Machado combined with 4 more wins above replacement than both of those two players combined. So it's definitely well deserved. Maybe even a little underpaid if you really want to go based on how much money he brings in. It's crazy to say that, but he is the backbone of that Angels fan base. Like that fan base is so much smaller if they don't have him. So smart by them to lock him up, and now they can hopefully surround him with enough talent to contend. That's the real question.
That's going to be, like you said, the biggest question. If they can bring in other people, so it's not just Trout and Ohtani as well. But still, you need more than just 2 people. I mean, started off opening day not too great. Didn't score any runs. 4-0 to the A's.
Loss.
Yeah, not great.
That's not good. Yeah, and it's especially a team you're definitely going to want to beat if you want to contend for a playoff. You're going to play them a lot. So we'll see how this goes. They're definitely going to need an increase of offense and some help from the bullpen. But part of the reason he stayed was because he liked the farm system. He liked what was coming up.
That's true.
He talked to the GM, Billy Epler, a lot about the minor league reports and how that team is doing. So it's clearly he sees something in the future that lets him contend. He's not a guy who doesn't want to go the rest of his career without winning.
That's true. And like you said, I hope the best for them. They definitely need to bring in some more talent to surround him with. But I do think over the course of 12 years, you might have 1 winning season.
You gotta have at least
one.
in
your favor. All right, so we are out of time. Thank you for tuning in to Down to the Wire. I'm your host, Cole Young. Thanks, Adam, for being here with us again.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
You're so worried about it. I guess. Shit ready yet. That's good. That's good.
What's the problem? Short. I don't know what else to say.
He was amazing.